Greetings and greetings to you all. Thank you for joining us again in this 5 minute spiritual quest. My name is Master Abdullah Ngom. And today in this 5 minute journey, we're going to talk about the human psyche, meaning the human behaviors, which allowed one to get trapped within the loop of deceptions without able to realize it or to break free from it. Um, the human psyche in this 5 minute spiritual journey. There's a saying that's go, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's a saying. But what if you are fooled for the third times, or being repeatedly being fooled? What you will label that? What slogan will fit for that? The proper slogan for that, to be fooled for the third times, or be repeatedly being fooled, the slogan, the proper slogan for that would be doom on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. For the third time or repeatedly, doom on me. Because if you are fooled for the third times and you still in that loop, you are doomed to be a victim of deceptions. And the architect who set up the systems that rule the collectives, mean government, religion, and culture. The architect understood very well the human psyche, mean the human nature or the human behavior, if you will. Because you have to understand the behavior of whom you want to trap or want to cut. Let's say the fisherman. The fishermen have to understand the nature of the fish in order to catch them. The fishermen promise the fish a bait on a hook, promise to feed the fish, but as in reality, he want to catch the fish. Basic strategy to understand the nature of whom you want to cut or trap or overpower. That's basically the blueprint of all the systems that rule the collective. All based on promises in order to trap or cut, okay, or overpower the collective based on promises. And we're going to take government, then we're going to go to religion. Then we're going to probably end up with culture. Let's say when politicians running for an office, what is the strategy? Promises. What they will do for you. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, so on and so forth. And to be elected will basically based on how convinced people are on these promises. Just then they will vote for them and they will get elected. But that's just a strategy. All those promises is the strategy. It's not promises that they will fulfill. Just like the fisherman promised to feed the fish, but his intention is to catch the fish. He want to eat the fish, not feed the fish. To eat the fish, but not to feed the fish. So the politician will promise you to take care of your situation, but that's not the intention. The intention is for you to elect them so they can take care of the situations, not yours. Because after they are elected, you cannot even get them over the phone, let alone see them in person. Their promises was not to take care of your situation, was to take care of their situation. This is the reality. Promises. But they achieve this, they achieve taking care of themselves through what? Based on promises. You go to religion, it's the same thing. Which is the largest religion of the world? Christianity, with 2.9 billion adherents. What is the bait on Christianity? Simple. Christ have died for our sin. Meaning, you don't need to do anything, or whatever, how bad you messed up, you don't need to take responsibility or accountability. It's already taken care of. And we're going to come back to that, which is the greatest blasphemy that the devil have made to the heavens. The greatest blasphemy was, is still, and will ever be the greatest blasphemy to the heavens. That slogan, the notion that Christ have died for the sin of men. Then you go to Islam, promises a mother will be granted 72 virgin girls in paradise for being a mother for the cause, for giving your life for the cause. You will be granted for your actions 72 virgin in paradise, which allow many of these knuckleheads go blowing up people, okay, hoping that they will go to heaven and live like a king, like King Solomon. Promises. They want to live like a king. King Solomon, who have 300 wives. Okay. Promises. Let's take America, so to speak. What makes America one of the well-off nation as a superpower, where people flocking all over the world? Promises. What is the promises? American dream, where you can, if you hit American dream, it seems like you can just come pick up money on the street. And they use their propaganda machine, Hollywood, to project that force, to project that bait, like the fishermen who to project that bait so it can catch fishes in every part of the world. Promises of the American dream. But what is the American dream? Well, you come, you're gonna have a decent, you're gonna have a perfect life. Like what you see the celebrity in the movies. You're gonna have a car, have a nice house, everything will be just so beautiful. American dream. But that's true? Of course, that's illusion. That's a deception. Because those who are deceived to come to chase the American dream, that's what America to be America. Because when you come here, you gonna work twice or 3 times harder than where you come from. 3 times harder. And even though working 3 times harder, you can be still in a survival mode. 3 times. You're going to work 3 times harder. Work to chase the American dream. The greatest deception that hold an empire standing. Now, if you go to the symbol of the empire, which is the White House, the symbol of the nation, not too far just from there, you will see realities, neighborhood, that is almost worse than some third world countries. But you will not see that, you will not see those images, those reality to be projected through the propaganda machine, Hollywood. You will never see that. You go, homeless people, You go to some state, you some part of some state, it's like a third world country, or even worse sometimes. Even where the propaganda machine is set up to be, Hollywood, homeless people, there are some neighborhood look worse than third world countries. People, I'm not talking about huts, but people are sleeping on cardboard boxes in street. Plenty. Right to the symbol of the nation, or right where the propaganda machine is set up to project an image that is contradictory with the reality. Promises. That's what built America. Promise American dream, people flocking all over the world to come in. Now, every lie must come to the light. Sometime. A lie can never be concealed forever. Let me repeat that. Lie never can be concealed forever. Somehow, it will pop up somewhere. Intentionally or unintentionally. But it will come out somewhere. Because it doesn't matter how long the night is, the sun, it will come out. What was concealed by the darkness, the sun will shed light on it. This is human nature. This is universal law. This universal law. Lies will always come to the surface, or will always be project, revealed through the light, in the truth. So, through the falsehood or the false promises of American dream, come to a point where they attract more people that the empire can handle. Their promises now has been revealed as false, as a deception. Because people who come, they see themselves struggling more, they used to struggle, and getting less from it. And that is no longer a secret. Now, to come with another strategy to keep up the empire standing, now we overload it and the lie will be revealed. Because we cannot handle it anymore. So to do that, let's kick them out. Let's kick many out. So the promises can still alive. Because you cannot promise a dream that is so desirable, and when people come and they see the contrary, the opposite, the lie becomes too obvious. The lie of the American dream becomes too obvious. The deception of the American dream becomes too obvious. Therefore, solution to fix it, get them out by all means. That's basically the reason behind this mass deportation that is signed for the new administration to do that. They're just following orders. They're just following orders from those who run the system. The president and all those knuckleheads who are around them, they're just following orders. It's not their decisions. They are elected to do that by those who call the shots, because they know for the system to collapse is at the peak to collapse, and it's going to collapse anyway, because the lies now is revealed. The lie is revealed. So the promise is dead. So to maintain the structure, okay, of the empire, solution, put them out. So we can hang on for a little bit longer. That's the strategy behind all this inhumane act you see this administration is doing. They just following orders because the collapse of an empire have come. The collapse of a superpower, they call it, is inevitable. So what is the strategy now? What is the strategy? And when the time comes for anything or anyone, for their downfall, for their end, nothing can stop it. Many empires, dynasties, kingdoms have come and gone. They were built through the same deceptive promises. And when that comes to a time that it was revealed, they collapse. It's inevitable. It cannot be stopped because no light can stand forever. See? You see, let's say soldiers who are on a cycle of deception. Now, you are told to go to war, kill or be killed in the name of the nation. Now, we have seen soldiers who came back, who were brought back home in the body bags. And what their loved one gets, a piece of flag for their loss. Soldiers come with the missing limbs. What they get, a piece of metal that can do nothing for them. A useless piece of metal that can do nothing for their situations. We also see soldiers who come out of the war with their mind disturbed based on what they experience. Some, they can no longer carry a job or be productive in their family. Some will end up on the street. Some commit suicide. You, when to die, kill or willing to kill or be killed for the nation, when you get back, you on the street. The nation know that. You have a medical condition. The nation know that. Now, they can take care of you. They can take care of all the homeless that on the street. They can take care of them. The nation can take care of you. But that was not part of the agenda. Taking care of you was not part of the agenda. Using you was the whole plan to begin with. If you're willing to kill or be killed for your nation, that's an obligation for the nation to take care of you. If you don't come back, it's obligation for the nation to take care of your loved ones, for their loss, for their sacrifice for the nation to take care of their loved ones. But what the loved one gets? A piece of flag. That worth nothing. That means nothing. What a piece of flag will do? That can be produced even sometime in third world countries. That costs nothing. And the hypocrites third world country who declare they don't even like. Piece of flag, a clock for a life. A piece of clock for a life. You lost your limb, You give you a piece of metal that worth nothing, that can do nothing for your situation. Piece of limb, your limb for a piece of metal that worth nothing. Come with a middle condition that need help. Dire situation that force you to live on the street in the cardboard bags. They see it and do nothing about it. They can, but they don't do it because that is not part of the plan. The plan is to use you, not to take care of you. Like the fishermen. The bait is to catch the fish, not to feed the fish. They want to use you, not to take care of you. But they use the slogan of deception that, oh, we're going to send you to defend your country. Defend your country. Well, if you send me to defend my country, then you have obligation to take care of me when I need you. But they don't, because that's not the agenda. Okay? Now, people seeing this reality, these are facts from those who come out of war and those who do not come back alive. The reality is the same. It's not a mystery. But guess what? People are still joining this institution. Even though the reality is there, showing them what this institution is all about. A nation who will act this way toward the people he sent, that's a nation that we're dying for. That's a nation worth dying for. Who have more equipped to take care of not just you, but to take care of your loved one with all your needs. The capability, the capacity is there. Why not doing it? Because it's not part of the agenda. And you say you're willing to die for a system as such. You're gonna hold pride for a country that will send you to kill or be killed, and when you come, they dump you on the street. That's a country to take pride for, to be proud of, but that's the reality. But people are trapped in this loop of deception, unable to realize it or break away from it, even though the reality gave them all the information or the soul resources they need to be free from this loop. See, promises that will never fulfilled, and reality is always there to testify. Truth that cannot be doubted. And you'll see the same tactic in the religious sector. As I was saying, Christianity is the largest religion of the world. 2.9 billion adherents. That's a lot of people. What makes Christianity to be the largest? Promises. You are promised to heaven. You are promised by a slogan. Christ have died for your sin. This is the major slogan and debate of Christianity. What makes Christianity be the largest religion of the world? Debate. Meaning your desire to go to heaven, your responsibility to do the work, your accountability for your messed up is all taken care of by the blood of Christ. Seriously. Seriously. Let's pause for a second and just analyze the promises. How deceptive and dire and blasphemous it is. Because if you saying just believe in Christ, your sin will be wiped out based on the blood of Christ. So, pedophiles, child molesters, pedophiles, rapists, murderers, warmongers, the worst of humanity. You're saying the blood of Christ can wipe out their sins. What you saying here? Christ promised the worst of the worst to wipe out their sin. What about the victims? What Christ have promised the victims? What about the victims? The victim of this pedophile, the victim of rapes, victim of murder. Hundreds of thousands of millions of people who are victims of these warmongers. What about the victims? What the victim gets? What is the promise of the victim from Christ? What is the promise? If I would put illustration or a metaphor, it's like a criminal standing in a court, and the judge tell the bad guy, the criminal, you can go. You are forgiven. You can go. And tell the loved one of the victim who's now dead, or the victim who are there in prison, just tell the victims or the victim loved ones, you go, you deal with your situation. You go, you handle it. Let the criminal go and tell the victim to deal with the situation. Because that's what you're saying here. That's what you're saying here. Be on the side of those who do wrong, the ultimate wrong that anyone can do. You're on their side and tell the victims that they can deal with the situation by themselves. You offer them nothing but to tell them to deal with the situation. That's what you're saying here. Which is the greatest blasphemy that the devil have made to the heaven, because that is the devil in his true nature. That's the devil in his true nature. That's evil in his pure form. That's why he rewards. That's the reward for those who serve under him. That's the reward. That's his reward. Messed up much as you can. I got your back. Let the victim, they meaningless. That's the devil in action. That's allow these pedophiles, let's say the Vatican, the church. Many of these human demons, these pedophiles, because they're human demons, they don't feel anything. Someone who can do such a horrible thing to a child, you're not a human being. You are a hybrid. A little bit human and most of it demons. Maybe 5% human. The rest demons. And we have seen the church have paid billions of dollars in lawsuit for child sexual abuse from these pedophiles who claim to be a divine, who claim to represent a divine institution. And you see them in court. You see them in court. Not in shame. Because they don't feel any shame. We see them in court to testify, to be sent to prison. The church know that. The church know that. Your members, your people are pedophiles. They know that. Not a secret, they know that. But they still do what? Defending them, not or protecting them, paying lawsuit, millions in their behalf. If they were against it, you do it, go to hell with your action. They will not, we want to be part of, they would not pay a penny. They would not pay a penny for a pedophile. But they have spent billions of dollars for these monsters. What that says? That's an institution of divine institution. That's a divine institution. That's the institution of the devil. That is the institution of the devil. Because God will never do that. God say you messed up, you're gonna be in trouble. That's the law of God. You messed up, God will never protect you. You'll be punished. You'll be punished for your messed up. But protect you, you messed up and you'll be protected. Only the devil does that. Because he need those knuckleheads. He need the bad guys. And why this Christ have died for our sin to be the greatest blasphemy to the heavens? Because he made Christ look like the devil himself. Same image, same characteristic. Because only the devil would do such a thing. That's what made this Christ have died for our sin to be the greatest blasphemy that the devil had made to the heavens. The greatest blasphemy the devil had made to the heavens. Come up with a lie that Christ have died for the sin of men. The death of Christ cannot wipe out a sin of anyone. Christ cannot even wipe out his own sin. Christ cannot even do that for himself. Christ cannot wipe out his own sin. Christ cannot wipe out his own sin. If Christ committed a sin, he have to be forgiven for that. He will have to be forgiven for that. By his victim or by the Most High. But you cannot forgive your own sin. Or you commit a crime, you go to court and say, okay, I'm free. Free yourself in a court of law. You can be pardoned. You can be free by your victims. You can be free. You can be pardoned by your victim. Or you can be pardoned by the judge. But you don't have the authority to pardon yourself. So Christ cannot forgive himself for his own sin, if he have any. He can't. Let alone carry the sin of millions. The greatest lie, the most destructive, the greatest blasphemy. That's the greatest blasphemy. And same thing you'll see in Islam. Same promises you'll see in Islam. There's a notion of when you die for the cause of Islam, a martyr, a male is granted 72 wives, I believe, in heaven. 72. Virgin girls waiting for you if you die for the cause. Promises, yeah? Promises for those who have a desire, just like they want to live like a king, like a Solomon, so to speak. Oh, things I cannot have for you is there waiting for me. Promises. And for that, they will willing to blow themselves up. And many with them, hoping to be a model, so to go enjoy their life as a king. Fail to analyze the concept of the promise itself. Now, if you die for the cause, 72 virgin girls are waiting for you in heaven or paradise, if you call it. What about the women? What about the women who die for their cause? What they get? What they will get? Same reward? What the woman will get? Because there are many females who have died for the cause. Because if they get the same one, it will be the most disgusting thing. And if they're not getting anything, it's the most unfair. Because if we put the same work, same weight, same act, and one is rewarded and one is not, excluded. The male is rewarded 72 virgin girls for the cause, and the women who did the same act for the cause get nothing. Get nothing. Same act, one rewarded and one get nothing. That's right. That's just. That can come from the God you claim to believe in. That can come from a divine God. Simple strategy of deceptions. But people get trapped in the loop, the cycle. That's why they are doomed to repeat the same thing. Fail to realize you are promised heaven, and you are told also what hell is, where the fire is. Hell, burn in hell. It's still written here. Heaven and hell. And you carry a device to blow it up. Fail to realize when you detonate that device, you just open the door, your door, to hell, where the fire is. Because there's no fire in heaven. The fire is in hell. If you just use one of your brain cells just to analyze the situation, you blow yourself in the fire. Don't you realize you just open the door or walk the door into hell, where the ultimate fire is? But these knuckleheads are get trapped just by the promise, the desire. I can get this desire here. I want it, but I can get it for myself. And therefore, the promise is here. Regardless how ridiculous it is, I'll take my chances. And this is the category who live in a box. They have a desire. They don't want to take responsibility to do what it takes to get it, or willing to face the accountability to whatever the action, they will take accountability for it. See, one who's in the box and one who's outside the box are always victim of this. They have a desire. Some don't want to take responsibility to do what is required to get it. Some, they will take responsibility for do what they have to get it, but take accountability for any wrongdoing. They will not take accountability for any wrongdoing. These are the two categories of human characteristic behavior. That's the difference with one who's operating on a broader perspective. These are the consciousness who can never be trapped through promises. Because you're gonna promise us, oh, I will give you the world, or I will show you the world. I'm seeing it. I will take you there. I know where it is. Whatever they desire, they know within them. They see the picture in them, clear as crystal. They know what it is. They know what it requires to get it, and they will do just that. They don't live by promises. You can promise them anything because they see the objective clear as crystal, and they know what they need to do, so they will do it. And these are the ones also who will take accountability for whatever the action is. They don't point finger at anybody. Because sometimes you might act and the outcome come differently than what you thought or expected. And some will blame the situation or point finger at someone. No, though this type of individual, the third level, they will take accountability. Even though it did not turn out what I thought or what I expected, it's my doing. Accountability. These are the people you will see in court. Even though they might involve in a crime or committed a crime, this is the one who will just put guilty. I did it. Whether they meant to or not, they will not waste people's time trying to deny it. Guilty. Whether they meant to or not. Because sometimes you can find yourself in a situation it's not something you planned or expected, but reality have dragged you in for somehow. And this type of people, the honorable one, this one, who cannot be manipulated, who take responsibility and accountability, they will point blank, guilty. It's my doing. I did it, and that's honorable. Even in court, sometimes, because of that courage of accountability, not wasting people's time, lying and wasting people's time, and end up being found guilty, they will save the system all that time. So therefore, that is respected. Sometimes they can be given a slack for their crime because they take accountability. They have a desire, responsibility for what needs to be done to get it, and accountability, whatever the outcome is. They cannot be trapped with promises. They cannot be trapped with promises. And these human characteristics, you see them in all sectors. It's not just in religion or in politics. You will see even non-religious people, the seculars, the dynastic, or atheists. They are in the same loop. These are the people who they have a desire, responsibility to do whatever required to get it. Then for accountability, this is the main reason many deny God. Many religious people, the main reason they don't believe God is accountability for their actions. That's why they want to believe life is there, that's all there is. After you die, everything is done. There's nothing else. So for them to get their desires, that's where they will do whatever it takes. Does not matter who they will harm, what kind of crime they will do. For them is to get it by all means necessary. There's no moral code. There's no moral code. It's get it by all means necessary. Whoever you need to deceive or destroy, get it by all means. Because after life, there will be no accountability. The action, if they not be punished here, after that, they no accountability. That's why they deny. They don't want to hear God. They don't want to hear hell. They don't want to hear any of that. So therefore, to face the accountability of the wicked indoor doings or concealed doing, where they have the skill for not to be seen. That's why all the systems have system of classification, to classify their doing, to hide their doing, to hide their doing. That's why the system is set up like that. They have to hide their doing, classification. Think that you can classify document that the God does know or can see. But if you take God, if you know there's a all-knowing, all-seeing God, you know you cannot classify anything that this God doesn't know. So if you want this to be valid in your head, of course you have to dismiss God. See? You have to dismiss God. And that's the main reason, to conceal their wrongdoing, or not to take accountability for their wrongdoing. That's the main reason many deny God. So they will have green light or the freedom to do whatever they want, because they don't expect any consequences after life. See? Main reason. Running away from accountability. They in the same level, first in the box or outside the box. See? Running away from accountability. But one who on the top level see their behaviors, they can see it. They have a dream, they can see it clear as crystal. What needs to be done to get it. They don't need promise. They know exactly what they need to do to get it. And whatever the outcome is that, whatever the outcome, they will see that as they're doing. That's why sometimes when you see these people walking around with held their head up, walking around, some might see it as arrogant. No, it's not about being arrogant. It's people who recognize their work. They want something, they did the work to get it. So the reward, they know is their work. They feel good about what they did, their work. But someone will see them in that bliss of recognizing they're doing, and someone will envy them for that. Someone will give them different slogan. Arrogance or full of themselves. No, it's someone who recognizes they're doing. And if anything go wrong based on their doing, also they will recognize that. And they will not shame about talking about it or reveal it. You put them in a court of law, they will be guilty. I did it. I did it. See? This is the third level of the human characteristic of the human behavior that can never be trapped by the trap or sensitive formula of these systems. They know who they are. If they want something, they know what they want, and they will know how to get it. They're willing to do the work. They don't put that burden on anyone's hands. The responsibility of their doing, they're not going to put it in no one's hand. They're not waiting for anybody. They know they can do it, and they earn it till it's done. And whatever the outcome is, right or wrong, if it's wrong, they will never put that burden in nobody's shoulder. They will take responsibility for those. But not to be promised a better life by these deceptive politicians end up finding yourself in the same situation over and over and over, nothing changed, and you still keep doing the same thing. Or being promised heaven that you don't know even where it is. See? Following first ideology, trapped in. See? And these individuals have only two chances. Two chances. Like when they drown in their own mess, when they drown, throw them a safety line to grab it and to save themselves or to be pulled. One chance on one who's drowning. And those who are in the dark, the chance is one light, project a flashlight for them to able to see the light so they can get out of darkness, which represents the sun that do that for humanity every single day. Whatever was your darkness through the night, you say, I'm here. To make you see the light. If you thought that you stuck in the darkness, the sun said, no, I'm here. The darkness is gone. See? If you were lost in the darkness, the sun said, okay, I'm here. So you can see your way. So you can see your way. When you see life on a broader perspective, you can never get trapped with the cycle of deception of this system. That's why what they do, they separate through box or community, separate. That's why all the religions, there's some who live in a box and some who live outside the box. Mean the sect. The sect, they are the one who live in a box, the small groups. And they all enemies to one another. Same religion, but small boxes. And each one are enemy to another, even though they're in the same world. Religion, many. And each religion are the arch enemy of another, even though they're in the same world. That's why one who's here, he doesn't see religion, he just see the world. Cannot be part of this mess. One who's here can never be part of this mess. Can never be part of the deception of this simple deception. Can never, because they see everything as they are, clear as crystal. See? Clear as crystal. I think we're going to leave it here till next time. And as always, be well and God bless you all. And thank you for tuning in.